Good evening, good evening, good evening, and good evening once again. I'm going to just check to ensure that this live stream is streaming correctly. So that's what I want to do first and foremost. And so I'm checking some settings here right now. I want to make sure that you are aware that I am live at this time. And so I'm just waiting to see. I would love for you to share this live stream on your Facebook profiles. Um, I would love for you to share this live stream with any missing person groups that you've joined, any missing person groups that you are a part of. Okay? Thank you so very much, and thank you so very kindly. Just checking. I'm going to go ahead and check YouTube because I'm not certain if this live stream is streaming correctly right now. So I want to check. Give me a moment to check my accounts. I don't see any viewers. So I want to be sure that I'm streaming correctly right now. I want to go home here. Not seeing anyone here. Oh, okay. Well, it looks like I am streaming live to YouTube. Maybe something is happening, could be happening with Facebook. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share this live stream to Facebook. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm sharing the live stream to Facebook. Again, I invite you to join. I invite you to join this live stream and share this live stream on your profiles with family members and friends. If you are a member of any missing persons groups, I would love for you to share this live stream to those missing person groups. I didn't see my stream on Facebook, so I'm just wanting to make sure that certain kinks are kind of straightened out right now. And so just checking some things out right now. So I saw that there was one viewer for Facebook, and now it's back to one viewer. Okay. And so that's what I want to see. I want to just make sure that this live stream is streaming to YouTube, to Missing Lost in Traffic YouTube channel, and also to Missing Lost and Traffic but the Pebbles and Bam Bam Facebook profile for Missing Lost in Traffic. And so that's what I'm trying to check out right now. I'm not seeing that any. I'm not seeing my live here for some reason. I'm not sure why. If you give a thumbs up or a reaction, or if you want to put a comment in the comment section, that would help me tremendously to try to figure out what's going on. Being that I'm not seeing that I'm streaming live. I intended to stream live to Facebook and YouTube, but it looks like I can only see that I'm live streaming directly to YouTube. I can see that clearly. Okay. So thank you for taking time out to join this live stream today. Thank you so very much, and thank you so very kindly. Thank you for subscribing. You can see it on YouTube. Thank you. Okay, great. I was just wondering what's going on. Yeah, I see it there. I have another phone, so I'm able to go to YouTube and see that I'm live. But I think I've had some kind of connection issue with Facebook, and that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and proceed. I'm going to go ahead and proceed. And I may have a lot of viewers joining this live stream later. That's fine. That's typically how it happens. So this is a new YouTube channel. I created this YouTube channel in light of two of my Facebook profiles being disabled. I experienced some slander, and due to the results of that slander and unsavory reports being submitted on my previous Facebook profiles, both of those profiles were disabled, and I decided that it would be best for me to have more than one platform and not to do all of my reporting, all of my updates, all of my commentary on Facebook. And so I needed to have a backup channel. And so, yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, I am covering Ryan. I have been thinking about Ryan a lot lately, and over the last couple of months. I did report on his disappearance when he went missing. That was back on May 17th of 2021. So any information, any updates that was coming in from the La Vista Police Department, I reported those updates. There were just so many unanswered questions. This specific case has been very confusing. I have no theory to offer tonight, okay? So I have no theory. There isn't any formulated opinion or educated guess or conclusion that I could come to, unfortunately, regarding what may have happened to Ryan Larsen. I am really, really clueless, okay? I am just as clueless as all of the wonderful volunteers who searched days on end for him. I am just as clueless as the true crime experts who covered the disappearance of Ryan Larsen, and I may be just as clueless as police investigators investigating the disappearance, Ryan Larsen's disappearance. So what I want to do now is just talk a little bit about, I'm just making observations right now tonight and talking about the circumstances surrounding Ryan Larsen's disappearance. And I just certainly welcome you to share, because you're going to help me, really. I'm so clueless as of what may, again, excuse me, looks like something's trying to fall here. I can't have my phone falling and stuff. What may have occurred, I really am. And so I am just going over the timeline of events, discussing circumstances, and hoping that my YouTube subscribers and visitors can chime in and can add something to this conversation that may help me to come to some sort of conclusion of some sort. So Ryan was 11 years old, okay, when he went missing. He recently, if unharmed, he recently would have turned 12 years old. Ryan Larsen reportedly, according to La Vista police investigators and school administration in La Vista, Nebraska. He has a history of wandering off, and he also has autism. One aspect of his autism that you should know is that Ryan has high functioning autism. So high functioning autism. Ryan is around 125 pounds. And law enforcement, or rather investigators out of La Vista, Nebraska, stated in numerous media outlets that Ryan was not typically friendly to strangers. Okay, his family also wanted the public to know that Ryan was not the type of child that would just embrace a stranger, okay, quickly, okay, or easily. That's not the type of child that Ryan is. Monday, May 17th, La Vista police say between 12 and 12:05 p.m. Ryan Larsen walked out of La Vista West Elementary School. The school did notify the police when they learned he had gone missing, or that he was not where he was supposed to be. And so it's been reported by law enforcement that his school or school administration contacted the police once they learned that he was not in the school building. Now, I have some questions about the manner in which Ryan left off campus. I'd like to know if Ryan said anything that concerned his classmates or teachers prior to walking out of school. I'd also like to know if Ryan had walked off school campus during class or during a transition between class periods before May 17th. So what would I like to know essentially? I'd like to know if Ryan had actually, walked out of school on other occasions or dates prior to the date he was last seen. I'd like to know if he was instructed to walk out of school at 12 p.m. Because investigators do have evidence, or rather surveillance footage, placing Ryan within feet of his home after he abruptly left school. So I believe the questions that I formulated are really, logical or reasonable questions based upon the circumstances. It's important that you know that Ryan was spotted on surveillance video about 90 minutes later, or 90 minutes after he walked out of his school at Southfield Apartments or Southfield Apartment Complex, okay? You may want to know why Ryan would have gone to the Southfield Apartment Complex. I learned while reading numerous news articles about Ryan's disappearance, that his mother resides in Southfield Apartments. And Southfield Apartments is really only a short distance from Ryan's school. Maybe less than a 10-minute walk from Ryan's elementary school to Southfield Apartments. Now I want to kind of, go over a timeline so you can understand what law enforcement, volunteers, and other concerned individuals did to try in efforts to try to find Ryan. So between Tuesday, May 18th, keep in mind that Ryan Larsen went missing or was last seen May 17th. So between Tuesday, May 18th and Sunday, May 23rd, okay? Local law enforcement, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, and volunteers, they intensely searched for Ryan. Also, you should know members of the military also joined in the search efforts, search initiatives to find Ryan Larsen. You may want to know what areas were searched. The Central Park and the La Vista city, or the city of La Vista, was searched by volunteers. Volunteers dug into the ground in grassy areas once they learned that Ryan was the type of child who enjoyed hiding, okay? Also, the Walnut Creek Lake was searched by dive teams, professional dive teams. There were police dogs that were sent to Walnut Creek. A scent was found at Walnut Creek. However, the scent was not determined to be Ryan's. Police lowered water levels, and police were seen in the area of South 78th and Washington Street going door to door for about 2 weeks into his disappearance. So it's important that you know there was a concentrated, collaborative effort to find Ryan Larsen. I did make note of some details I found to be suspicious, so I labeled it as suspicious discoveries. Okay. Chief of Police, and I'm going to go over one of those discoveries. Chief of Police Bob Lausten of La Vista, Nebraska, said law enforcement recovered an umbrella they believe to be Ryan Larsen. Okay? And they believe this umbrella was with him when he went missing. Police don't believe Ryan went inside his home because he didn't have a key. Just in case that went over your head, after Ryan Larsen went missing, a few days after he had gone missing, an umbrella belonging to Ryan Larsen was found. Local media outlets have reported that DNA on this umbrella belongs to Ryan Larsen. I found that to be both intriguing yet disturbing. The fact that an umbrella was located, it was located in close proximity to his home, Southfield Apartments. However, he himself was not located, was not found anywhere near the umbrella. So I am really wondering what may have happened. I'm not sure if, he was snatched while holding an umbrella. I'm not sure if he just simply threw the umbrella down upon being startled. I'm not sure. I can only speculate as to why the only remains of Ryan Larsen that the police were able to recover was an umbrella. You should know that there were sightings, surveillance sightings, and physical sightings of Ryan Larsen. So I'm going to discuss one sighting that it really perplexed me quite a bit. Ryan Larsen was spotted on surveillance footage 90 minutes after he walked out of the La Vista West Elementary School at noon at the Southfield apartment complex, where he lives with his mother. KETV reported. Okay, so I did state that earlier, but I'm just restating and re-jog your memory. One of the first sightings that law enforcement were able to uncover is that Ryan was spotted on surveillance footage 90 minutes after he walked out of La Vista Elementary School around noon at the Southfield apartment complex, and that is the complex he and his mother resided in at the time. A neighbor reported seeing Ryan shortly after he left school at the Southfield apartment complex. I do have some questions or concerns about this specific sighting because Ryan did leave school in the middle of the day, and I'm just wondering, and if, I don't want to say why, but I'm just wondering if that neighbor immediately contacted police or tried to locate Ryan's parents upon seeing Ryan. I am keeping in mind, though, the time that this neighbor actually saw Ryan. It could have been a time that, the children were typically or should have typically been walking home from school. So I'm, being that I don't know the exact time the neighbor saw Ryan, I really can't speculate too much about the sighting, the neighbor sighting. Another sighting that was really perplexing to me is that Ryan was spotted on surveillance video near the La Vista Keno Bar the day he was last seen. Yes, you heard me right. He was also sighted, and I may need to go and just post links to a few articles, verifying what I'm sharing with you right now this hour. Ryan was spotted on surveillance video near the La Vista Keno Bar. This is an actual bar. The day he was last seen, WOWT reported. Okay? So I did find that to be a bit disturbing. WOWT V also reported that the video showed a shot between KFC and Keno. There's some light Okay, some light poles and a figure in dark clothing dancing around and hiding behind a pole. That is what was shown on the surveillance footage. That there was someone near this bar dancing around and hiding behind a pole. Okay. So I found that to be rather interesting and yet disturbing. I would like to know what prompted Ryan to walk out of school, and what prompted him to go near his home, and also to, if this sighting is Ryan, to go near a bar and hide behind poles or play in that area alone. I'm just not sure what was happening. Chief Lausten said during a press conference, "We believe we see a cruiser drive by in the back and a figure moves to another pole in the parking lot, and that's about it. Then it moves out after a minute." Okay. Chief Lausten told 6 News that Ryan's mother does believe the figure in the recording is Ryan Larsen. So that was worth noting. And I've got my notebook here. I've taken a lot of notes. That was worth noting, that, a figure, law enforcement, and along with, Ryan's mother, was dancing behind a pole near a bar. If that figure is Ryan, that figure should have been in school. And it was worth noting that Ryan's mother believed the figure that was dancing behind this pole was indeed her 11-year-old son. Okay. Okay, so we've gone over some sightings and discussed a little bit of odd behavior, what I consider to be odd behavior. It's important that you do know that investigators learned that a computer search with some rather interesting phrases was discovered, after Ryan had gone missing. The La Vista police say a search of Ryan Larsen's family computer revealed he recently looked up hiding from the police. 11-year-old child with high functioning autism recently looked up phrases such as, hiding from the police, hiding underground, and how to avoid being spotted. These are the phrases the La Vista police investigators retrieve. La Vista Police Captain Jeremy Kinsey said the 6th grader liked to hide in the weirdest spots. He could, very well be watching us right now and laughing at us. He's playing the ultimate game of hide and seek on us now, and he's winning. Ryan Larsen was taking several medications, and that's something else that you should know as well. At the time of his disappearance, the police captain expressed he felt that Ryan was hiding. I am definitely concerned, being a former teacher, about Ryan Larsen's disappearance. When I learned that Ryan was taking several medications, and we are assuming that Ryan lost access to those medications after he, had gone missing. Ryan's disappearance has been extremely puzzling and extremely frustrating for, individuals who know him personally. It's been, an emotional roller coaster for the countless volunteers who looked for him days on end, and other members of the La Vista community who genuinely wanted Ryan to be found safe, possibly found somewhere hiding, and reunited with his family. I can't formulate any conclusions, any theories really as of what might have happened to Ryan. It is highly likely, more likely now than less likely, that while Ryan was, out and about, not in school, hiding, playing, doing what he enjoyed doing, out of the sight and guidance of teachers and, school administration, it is more likely than less likely that some person could have taken an opportunity to abduct Ryan, and based upon the intense search that took place, whereas no remains of Ryan was uncovered. That's why I'm saying that. However, we really don't know what happened to Ryan. Ryan is a 6th grade student. He was last seen leaving school Monday, May 17th. He is white, 5 feet, 8 inches tall, with brown hair and hazel eyes. Okay? And at the time of his disappearance, he was wearing a black jacket, blue jeans, an Old Navy shirt, and carrying a polka dot umbrella. If you see Ryan, authorities say not to call his name. Instead, keep your distance and call 911. Anyone with information about his location should call. They should call the County Crime Stoppers. I believe this is SART. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. So I'll just say Crime Stoppers at 402-592-7867. Again, that number is 402-592-7867. Thank you so very much for taking time to watch this, this stream on this evening. I would love for you to click on the like button. It helps with the algorithm, I'm told. Try to share this, YouTube video or stream with your family members and your friends. If you have any tips that you would like to share, you haven't shared with police, or you don't feel comfortable sharing directly with police, law enforcement, I am requesting that you send that information to Missing, Lost, and Trafficked at gmail.com. We can only pray for a positive outcome in Ryan Larsen's disappearance. Most importantly, regardless of what the outcome may be or could be, we pray that one day his family is able to learn exactly what happened to him. And we pray that Ryan Larsen is found. Thank you so very much for watching and sharing and caring. And I want you to have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.